Produced by Victoire.
Welcome back, everybody, to Power and Glory, the podcast. I'm one of your co-stars, the Master Emir. Inconspicuous by their absence this week, Paul Roma and Mario Mancini. I apologize, Paul London, my co-star today. They are doing an autograph signing today, so they will not be joining us. I was informed last minute last night, so we apologize about that. But we're going to be jumping into some topics today. First up, Matt Riddle. Unbelievable situation with Matt Riddle. But before we do that, smash the subscribe button, hit the likes, and share with your friends and family. So, Paul, welcome back to Power and Glory. Now, you are obviously familiar with Matt Riddle. He's worked with you in MLW. You know what's happened? You know all the details of what he's been going through this week?
I've caught glimpses of it. I'll preface everything by just saying Matt's our champion at MLW. So it's not just working with him. I work with him extensively. I'm a big fan of his. I'm a big fan of him as a human being. I met Matt almost 10 years ago in Germany. And, we've always been friends. And the power of a joint.
Yeah, it bonds you. It binds you.
Yeah, I mean, we hit it off. We have very similar laid backness. I wouldn't say I'm as laid back. Maybe I am at times. I don't know, but I like Matt.
Yeah.
And this doesn't come from. I try to when I give my. I don't. I try not to be so opinionated on things because just like, what's the point? But I certainly like to get as much of the knowledge and facts as I can before I form an opinion, so I don't look like a bigger idiot than I already do. But I just wanted to preface by saying, like, I like Matt. He's my friend. It's not like we hang out or I call him all, hey man, I did pop huge when I saw him in that Florida Man contest or whatever that thing is. Did you see that?
I didn't see that. What was that?
It was like there's some in Florida, of course. There's like some obstacle course thing. It's kind of like whatever that Red Bull, whatever any kind of like obstacle, like a race set on like by the city or something, like sanctioned and everything.
Yeah,
and it's some sort of hillbilly obstacle course where the cops like are chasing you on foot or something, and like he had
strange.
I think he did like really well, or he won or something. It's basically like as if you're on the run and you're like jumping over like a fence or something and like diving under.
Right, the cops are after you.
Yeah.
Point Break. Remember Point Break? That scene when Keanu's chasing. That's what it made me think.
Yeah, but you don't get to like go. Ah!
You're right. Yeah.
Knee injury. But Matt's our champion at MLW, and I think he's been a great champion. I think Matt is one of the few people in professional wrestling right now who still gets it in the sense of this is a fight, this is a competition, this is sport. When I watch his stuff and when I watch him, I still see those things.
Yeah,
and I can't say that for most of the business.
Well, no, I agree with you right there, Paul. I think he's a tremendous athlete. I think he's got a good look. He's got a good presence for wrestling. I just think, obviously the last week we had, there's frustrations that build. Paul, you know that. Like, okay. He's frustrated. He spoke out against some things, speaking his mind. I thought we lived in a free speech society. Apparently we don't anymore, Paul. Everyone's entitled to their opinions, not supporting them here, just so anybody doesn't, I don't want to trigger anybody. But at the end of the day, this whole thing about the charity show in London, that's what I wanted to talk to you about, because it seems to me that someone's deliberately trying to bury him because he's saying that they didn't give him this sort of thing. So again, you're saying by his nature, he's a truthful guy. He's a decent guy. So he's not going to be
okay. And if there was anything charitable, like I saw his video And I was like, what is happened? Like, what happened? Like, so I saw his video first before I knew anything.
Yeah.
And then I've seen some of the other videos. I think James put out a video just taking the not Cafe James, but the other English James guy
Oh yeah, that guy.
put out a video like completely jumping on the company's side. But like if Matt said they didn't ever mention to him that it was a charity, then I believe him
Yeah.
because he's a charitable guy. Like I've never seen him uh, turn his back on a fan or say no to a fan. He's very straight up. I mean, what you see is kind of what you get. I mean, real life. I mean, he's not putting on a voice
Right.
when he talks. He's not, putting on a persona
Yeah.
for the sake of trying to keep his brand or any kind of nonsense like that. So he's more genuine than I think anybody would realize that doesn't know him.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that, yeah, I didn't, and I've had issues with promoters in the past uh, in England who would pull shit out of their ass just to
Mhm.
make themselves look good and wouldn't,
Yeah.
be like, oh, hey, we screwed up, da 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 da.
Yeah.
So the travel stuff that he talked about, yeah, like that happens a lot.
Yeah.
So I don't see him making or bending the truth on any of the stuff that he said.
Yeah.
So I'm
Because
completely, yeah.
to me, Paul, there's no way it would be like career suicide. If you knew, then you would deliberately you'd be throwing your career right underneath the truck. That's it. I mean, there's no way. It seems like it's a concerted effort, and now, like you said, sadly, the internet marks come out and they jump on the bandwagon without doing any research. Trust me, Paul. We did this with Doug the other day on Masterclass. They come out and they like to jump on the hottest trend without doing it's like The Rock when they said, "Oh, The Rock lost 60 pounds." He has not lost 60 pounds. What an exaggeration of the
He
truth.
has AIDS. I mean,
Yeah.
come on. They should be looking. No, I'm joking. Sorry. Not that I'm
Yeah.
no.
Yeah.
But yeah, the internet. I don't. They are marks,
Yeah.
but marks is a traditional sense of calling that pro wrestling fan. But I guess any fan marks. But the marks that I see today are such casuals, as these young dorks say.
Yeah.
Uh, so I guess that makes me an old dork.
Yeah,
Um,
it makes you a dork with wisdom. That's all it is,
that's
Paul.
right.
A dork with wisdom.
People are like, man, you're so old. I'm like, I'm wiser.
Yeah. And why is
Not fair. Yeah, they're casuals. As you know, I think that's a very uh, good word to use because most of these fans are not the kind of people who get the snake bite and then they're infected and then they have to like obsess over anything they can find that's pro wrestling, whether it's from the 50s or 60s or 70s. Like they're
yeah.
not going to do their back history. They're, if they do, they're going to be like, oh, I hear all this stuff about Harley Race. I guess I'll watch one of his matches.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
they're like, where's the super kicks? Where's the destroyers? This is boring. Like, it's like, you don't get it. You
Right,
don't
right,
need to get it. You don't deserve to get it.
right.
Pro wrestling's not for you. Find some other cool, popular thing that people are into. Try to revive CrossFit. Find something else because you're just of the terrible wrestling fan.
Yeah.
Like you're the bad wrestling fan. We don't.
Right.
It's but wrestling's making more money than ever, and it's like, okay, I get that. Great for everyone who's raking it in
Yeah.
off of these idiot fans that don't know their left hand from their right hand.
Yeah.
They just, yeah. So the wrestling business is mostly comprised of. It's almost like bots. You know what I mean? Where people are like, "Oh my god, he's got so many followers." It's like,
Yeah.
yeah, but, most of those are bots. I'm like, what are you talking? This is so stupid. They're still the numbers, and but like you don't really count. You don't really count those people because they don't really exist.
Right.
You know?
Exactly. Yeah.
So that's how I see so many of like the inflated money numbers.
Yeah.
I don't know, the houses are so inflated where WWE's turning people away. Um, I know the other company certainly isn't. They're, if anything, they're like, please, we'll pay you, come to our show. But yeah, no, I going back to all of it, I completely can see and agree with what Matt's standpoint was on it. And then when I saw the English company put out something, it smelled pretty rotten.
Yeah.
You know.
So this again, let's talk about this like more seriously now. So you've got all these internet, people coming out and trashing Matt now, saying, I mean, I've seen so many thumbnails, Paul. His career's over. He's done. He's finished. He's not going any, and I'm like, okay, all right. So how do you now? Of course, MLW, he's still a mainstay. You guys are going with him all the way, right?
Champion,
Yeah.
World champion.
Right. So, but how does somebody, Paul, like Matt now, how does he counteract this kind of thing? I mean, what can he do is there anything that can be done?
He already did. He
Okay.
said his side of it. The more he talks about it, I think the worse it'll be. Like, and this can segue into our next thing, but like, the more he talks about it, he's already said. I mean, the fact that he even put himself on camera explaining the situation, that's more than most people do.
Yeah.
That's way more than most people do. Most people will put out a tweet because they don't have to be seen. They can just put their word, re-edit it, put it, whatever.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't be surprised if Matt shot that response in one take. I wouldn't be surprised if that was the one thing he took and he screws up, whatever, he'll leave it in there. Like, that's him.
Yeah.
What a lot of people fail to realize is that whether they like him or don't, like, he's an in-demand wrestler, and his schedule is such that if this company in England, who I'm not familiar with, but if they thought, oh, well, he probably only works on weekends, like, and no, you have to be like back and forth response with him when you can, because he's busy and he's going to move on to something else that is responding to him right away.
Yeah.
And so he even says that. I think he went and took a booking in Miami or something like that, and it's like, yeah, they made it work, whereas this other company didn't make it work, and it's not for any reason other than their lack of communication, their lack of tact, their lack of timeliness. So they kind of only have themselves to blame, their lack of communication, not stressing or clarifying that this was a charity event. Like, none of this stuff being said. I'm shocked. I mean, it doesn't surprise me, the charity thing. That doesn't surprise me at all, because it's like an old carny-ish kind of way. Usually the promoter will say that at the very beginning. They're like, hey, can we book you? It's for a charity thing. It's for a charity thing. Okay, so gonna go back, go low on your price, maybe for free. No, we'll pay you, man. We'll pay you, of course. We'll get you some money. But it's charity, man, for the kids, man, the kids. Like, so if they didn't mention it at all, then that surprises me a bit. But it also wouldn't surprise me if he gave him his price and they were like, okay, yeah, it was great, okay, and then they were like maybe saying that to the other wrestlers, so that they would go down there. I don't know. The charity thing's tricky, but I can assure you that if it was something that was stressed to him and clarified to him, like, hey, this is a charity thing, like, he wouldn't have missed that.
No. I don't think anybody would in their right mind. So I'll tell you what, Paul, we're gonna.
There are people who would. There are. Who would. Oh yeah.
Okay.
Are you kidding? Yeah.
All right. Okay. Well, I can't think like I mean, I know they're out there, Paul. I can't think like that. If that was me, I would no way. I mean, I was like, oh my gosh.
Oh, come on. There are definitely people who would.
I'm sure.
Into the next
topic. Yes,
full of people who would.
Yes, we will. So I tell you what, ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna Paul, we're going to close this episode right here for our viewers, and then we'll be back. Check in with Paul and I. We're going to be back with another episode. So make sure you smash that subscribe button, and we'll see you on the next one. God bless.